Did you get it from that? See, this is why I tried to do it discreetly because I knew you were going to do it.
Oh, of course. And I appreciate that. but then when he comes in, I think
Det er lidt sjovt, kan det ikke det?